Connecting stream software to go live. Viewers. Yes, we're live. Yeah. Hello, mic test. Mic test, everyone. Yeah. Do we have audio made up? Yeah. Nanay audio na? Yeah. Okay. Go on the show or restart. Anyway, let's share. Let's share. Hello, everyone. Yeah, so, yo. Hello. So, intro? Intro to my lab. Do we need to intro? We're live na, my love.
We're live. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
We're live. I'm so sleepy.
Yeah, same here. So, our so what are we going to talk about? About that one.
Hello. Hello.
It's just last check.
Hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Yes, we have Adriana.
So all good.
Okay, so
Yes.
welcome everyone.
Welcome to our. Is this a podcast or
Did-
live? What do you
yes,
call
this is
this?
a live podcast. And yeah, anything. So, how are
Yes,
you?
So we are. We were actually testing the audio. Your new microphones.
Yes.
That you got this week. So we tested it out.
Yeah,
See
it
if
works, if
and
the-
if the quality is good.
Yes.
Yes.
And one reason that we are trying to or going to podcast because we are so busy to edit our daily vlog. So I think this is much easier to do, to share our story to you. So yeah, rather than editing it, at least podcast is just straight away, no edit.
Yeah, it just doesn't work for you anymore because you've been so busy with shoots
Yeah.
and work. So unfortunately, we can no longer do the daily vlogs.
Yes, unless if you help me edit.
I also have, unfortunately, I have a Monday to Friday full-time job as well. So as much as I want to help, I cannot, and editing is not my forte. So
Yeah,
if you do it maybe in an hour, you edit it in an hour, I would edit that maybe in 2 days. So
yes,
it's
so
impossible.
So yeah, that's one kind of my reason that I think this is my reason that to do this podcast. So yeah, do
Okay,
you
so that
agree?
it's just-
Do you agree with?
Well, anything goes with me. I don't really have complaints or anything, but of course, I would prefer the not really daily, but at least like as things happen, then we get to film it. It's different if you're just talking about the experience or what you did, like that. So to me, those are two different kinds of outputs, right? When you say vlogs, so you take your audience with you in that experience that as it happens, right? It's as
Yes.
if you're bringing them with you as you experience that. But in the podcast, it's more of like a conversation, talking and
Yes. So, so let's
saying it in
talk.
words.
Yeah.
So it's a different kind of experience for the audience as well because it's not visual, I believe, right? Like it's just
Let's make it
purely based on
visual.
what you're saying to them. So it's a different kind of experience. I mean, people will have their own preferences, but to me, each output will have different impacts on your audience, right? But anything goes, like whatever works, right? If
Yeah,
our
let's see.
schedule
Yeah.
unfortunately wouldn't permit, but we'll still try to produce vlogs if ever we'll find time to do so, but not maybe as often as before as you did, like daily vlogs, right? So yes.
It's a good, yeah. And that time when we are starting our daily vlog, that was during the lockdown, and
You had
yeah,
plenty of time, and
plenty of time to.
and I think that was also the reason why you did that, because you wanted to find something to do
Yeah.
because there weren't
No,
any.
my reason as well, before, because during lockdown my schedules are routine, something like that. But right now it's like, we don't know. Unlike in routine, like, oh, okay, I'm available with this time. So
Now
yeah,
it's more unpredictable with your schedule, right?
yeah.
So
So it's so hard to
and
commit.
hectic,
Yeah,
right? So we'll just try as much to still produce videos,
yeah,
may it be in podcast form or in vlogs. So
yeah, but not daily compared
not
before.
daily,
Yeah,
yes. Daily would be a very difficult commitment because, of course, it consumes a lot of our time.
yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, maybe we should start by how are you?
How are you? How
Yeah.
are you
So
guys? So, we hope you are doing well and coping well.
but yeah, how
It's
about you? How are you? So
How am I? I'm actually
let's
so.
treat this as a conversation, the two
Yes,
of
I'm
us.
so heavy. I'm so pregnant now. So I'm already on my 6th month, going 7th month in 2 weeks. So time flies so fast. Yeah, where did time go, right? It was just yesterday. It seemed like yesterday when we filmed our pregnancy announcement video,
Yes.
when we found out that we were pregnant, when we revealed that we were pregnant, when we had our gender reveal party, and then just
Yes.
recently we had our baby shower. So everything just, seems so fast, but it's in a good way, because I think the anticipation, it's very exciting to even think about it, that we'll have our baby in February. So I'm really so excited and looking forward to it. With regards to how am I, with
Yeah. How are
my
you dealing?
I'm on my
your
second
first?
trimester
Yeah.
now. Yes, in my first trimester, I struggled a lot because, of course, hello, morning sickness and all that. So in my second trimester, it has been pretty smooth. So I'm very thankful that this time I was able to enjoy my pregnancy a lot better than when it was during my first trimester. But of course, like, I have to also make adjustments because my tummy is getting bigger. And then in preparation for the third trimester, for that last stage of pregnancy.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I've been trying as much to eat healthy, and then also do regular exercise as much as I can. Yes, because I just really wanted to be healthy for my baby and give the best for my baby, prepare as much as I
Yeah.
can.
If we have viewers right now that they are 40 years old and
And pregnant.
they are not yet pregnant. So
Oh, okay.
what do they expect? Like, what do they need to prepare, or what do, like, mentally expect? Like,
Well,
yeah,
I
because
wouldn't.
you're right now, you are pregnant.
And
So
with our first
yeah, if we
baby.
yeah, so if we have friends right now watching this
Who
podcast,
wants to get
yeah,
pregnant?
yeah, like they want to get pregnant, or like they want to see what it's like to be a pregnant at the age of 40, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you have any um like they would look forward, or they will prepare, or they will, yeah.
Well, if they're 40 and they really want to have a baby, I really hope that it's going to happen for them. Just have faith, and do your best as well. Know your options. In my case, we did IVF, right? So I think it was a very proactive approach to getting pregnant. I wouldn't say it applies to all because, of course, it's a personal choice. It
Mm-mm.
depends on you, right? However you want to conceive, whichever way you want to get pregnant, it may be naturally or with IVF or any other process. But I think if you really desire to have a baby, you should attract
Mm-mm.
that mentality, right? Like
Mm.
everything you do should
The
be
example,
towards that
yeah.
goal.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you just have a positive mind
Mm-mm.
that it's gonna happen to you, and you also do your best. And in
Mm-mm.
terms of like
The example,
health,
like example, if they are just married at the age of 40, like they are not really struggling to have a baby, but they are married. Like, oh, it should. Yeah, what do we expect? Like at the age of 40
well,
to
again, it's
getting
a
pregnant?
personal choice. I wouldn't say like if you're 40, you should have a baby right away because the clock is ticking. It's a personal choice. Like it depends on your plans, on you and your partner,
I think
right? What
maybe
your plans are.
in the health part,
health
in the health
health
part.
wise, well, if
Did
you're much younger and conceiving is really more is really much more easier compared to when we are already in our 40s, right? Just like me, I have tests that I needed to do, additional tests that I needed to do because I'm already 40.
Mm-mm.
So those are just, facts that we have to, or realities of being 40 and
Mm-mm.
pregnant that we have to go through, right? Like health wise, our health wouldn't be in the same condition as when we were in our early 30s or in our 20s. And I wouldn't be able to tell as well how it is delivering the baby because we're not yet there. I think that's the biggest change. I mean, not really change, but comparison that you can have against having a baby at a younger age compared to a
Mm-mm.
more advanced age, because
Mm-mm.
of course, as they say,
Yeah.
it's gonna be much more difficult,
Yeah.
right?
If you're going to look back, are you going to get have a baby at the early age?
I
Do you
think,
think?
well, I think because we've been wanting to have a baby for a while, I hope that it happened to us earlier, but I really don't have any regrets as well because I believe that everything happens in its own time, right?
Mm.
Because I would say that even though it came a little bit late for us, but now I would say that 100% or 110%, I'm very much ready to be a mom. And in terms of like my mindset, my maturity level, I have matured so much
Mm-mm.
in the past years. So I feel like I'm more ready, I'm more matured, and my mindset is really in it. I mean, all in.
On in,
Yes,
yeah.
all in. So I think that's the difference, right? Like compared to when you're still younger, you still have a lot of things that you want to do, you want to
Mm-mm.
accomplish, but it really depends.
Yeah.
Sometimes things just surprises you,
Mm-mm.
and you just learn to cope with it, live with it, and do the best that you can,
Yeah.
right?
Okay,
There's no
so
perfect
mm-mm.
there's no perfect formula, or there's no right timing that applies to everyone. It's really a case to case basis.
Okay, so yeah, so let's shift for another topic. Like, because earlier we discussed about like, should we, how we discussed about the if you have a kids, do we give them money? What's the topic about? We talked about earlier. Like, do you give inheritance to your baby or to your child soon, or do you give full support?
It's really, I wouldn't say it's inheritance. We wouldn't go too far down the line because we are just starting our family, right? So I wouldn't really know
But
how
yeah.
it is, but I think what you're referring to is like preparing for the future because
Mm-mm.
as I've told you, like now we have um, a much deeper sense of motivation, right, and
Mm-mm.
purpose, because everything that we do, it's for a purpose. It's for someone, right? Not just for the two of us. Now it's going to be for the family that we're building. So, like for example, things like having a house, for example, right? Maybe if it's just the two of us, we would say, well, let's just wait and then see how it goes. But if you're having a baby, of course, you'll be more focused and serious about it, because there's this one person depending on you, on us, right, for their future. So as much as we can, we try to really prepare and have a stable future, because it's not just about us anymore. If it's just about us, then I think it's not going to be too scary. But if you're responsible for the life of a baby or another human being, that's just gonna make you more matured about your outlook on the future, right? You tend to be more inclined towards achieving stability, right?
So what you're saying is we need to provide or support our baby until the end, like financially,
Financially, it depends, right?
or
Because
like a
we
house. Like
started.
example, if the baby will grow up and get married, will you provide house to your baby straight away, or will you say to our baby, okay, at the age of 21, you I will give you money for house.
Well, we
Do you
cannot
think
really
that one?
say, because we don't even know if we can afford to give that to our baby, because we started late, right? We're
Yeah.
already 40. So if our baby is 20,
Or
we'll already
do
be
we need to
60 by
save,
then.
or do we need to save money that this
For
money
your
is for the
baby's.
baby's house when
And I mean,
she
that's
grow
that
up?
we. I mean, I wouldn't really think about this savings for the baby's house, because the baby's not gonna remain a baby for forever. That baby's gonna go to school and then eventually graduate and have a career, right? So
I think the
I would
best
say,
answer would be we will save money, but we don't know where would it go for our baby. It's
of
not for
course,
the house.
we'll
Yeah.
try our best, right,
Yeah.
to
It's not just
provide
like this one is for the house.
financially.
Yeah.
I think we'll just take it one step at a time. We cannot really like go too far down the line,
Or
like
we will
when
keep
the
it secret,
baby is
or we will
going
keep
to
it
get
secret
married
first.
or what. I mean, we navigate through, just like marriage, right? We navigate through marriage as I mean, day by day, right? We learn, and then we try to change some things here and there, right?
Yeah.
We try. That's the same with parenthood, I believe so. Like, you wouldn't really have a concrete plan how you're gonna approach it.
Yeah.
But once you're already in it, that's when you start to build. What are your strategies?
Yeah.
What are your plans, right?
Yeah,
So
but I have one friend, like not really like good friend. I just know him. Yeah, and we were talking about that one. Like he mentioned to me like do you already have a plan, like a financial plan for your baby, something like that? Like nope.
you don't, but I
Yeah,
do.
yeah. So something like that. So I was like I think if the baby, yeah, it's not yet part of my head at the moment. Maybe soon. Yeah.
Well, maybe because you don't really, you're not really conscious about financials, right? Because I do the budgeting, I do the planning when it comes to our finances. So maybe like we haven't really discussed that in detail. But of course, in terms of preparation, we try to save, like for example, for our delivery, right? We have set aside some savings, because in case we need to spend more than how much we anticipated for the baby's delivery, then we'll have money set aside for that. And then after that, of course, you would expect that expenses would increase, because it's not
Yep.
just going to be us, right? There's a baby, and well, baby stuff is so expensive.
Yeah.
We know that, right? Like now we're starting to purchase stuff for the baby, and it's just so costly. So it's
Yeah.
going to
Okay.
be an ongoing expense,
Yeah.
right? So I think for us, because we also are not, I mean, financially, right? We don't have so much money to
Mm-mm.
cover for, let's say, 20 years down the line when the baby is 20 years old or whatever. But we'll just we'll take it one step at a time. But at least what's important is we have a focus, we have a purpose, right?
Mm-mm.
So there's this different level of motivation
Mm-mm.
now that we're doing it for the baby
Mm-mm.
compared to when we were just doing it for ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I have, by the way, I have one friend also that he shared to me like he's already saving a house for his baby,
Well,
like
maybe because they
financial
can
house.
afford it, right? It depends. It's a
He's
case
not.
to case
I'm
basis.
sure that he's not that rich, but he is just like
It's not
yeah.
about being rich or
Or
not, right?
yeah,
It's
he's putting priority to that, something like that. Yeah, putting priority like okay, I really need like something like oh okay, for him it's like it's a must. Yeah, to save or to give
personally.
money to the baby, so at least when the baby grows up like 20 years old, 25 years old, and is ready to get married, at least I have money. Okay, so you're safe with your house already. For me, yeah, I think that's my kind of
So
point. Yeah.
his plan is really to provide money for the child to buy a house in the
Yes,
future.
yes,
I
correct.
wouldn't
Do you
really think
agree with
about
that
that
one?
yet. I wouldn't say I
I
agree
think
or
yeah, for me
disagree.
so yeah, I
But
don't
we cannot afford that. I don't think we can because we
I
started.
cannot say right now that I will do that one, but I think if the baby will reach 21, maybe I would regret like I would say like I should have saved for my baby. I don't know. Maybe because you have relationship on your baby when the baby like reach 21. It's a different relationship when the baby is still young and 21 like do you get what I
Well, for
mean?
me,
Yeah.
I would invest. I would rather invest more on the baby's education because that's something that my parents taught me. Right?
I think it's
Like it's
already it's standard for education.
No,
Yeah, I
what
don't
I'm
know.
saying is
Or maybe
the one
prime
that you
premium
said
education.
about the friend that is saving for his child's house in the future. I wouldn't say that's going to be my priority. What I'm saying is my priority is the child's education. I want to give the best education to my child, right? So it's 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 just too far off the road. Like I would say if I save now for my baby's house, because
Yeah.
the reason why you're investing in the baby's education is you want the baby to be independent, right? To
Mm-mm.
really focus on education. And so later on, the baby will have his or her own career and then hopefully succeed in life and be
Mm-mm.
independent. So that is already a you're molding the baby to be a responsible person in the future, an independent person in the future, right? Because we don't really know like
Yes.
how long we will live.
Mm-mm.
Will we even be still there when our baby marries or something like that, right? So we
Mm-mm.
want to prepare the baby to be independent, especially for us. We started
Mm-mm.
late, right? We're already 40, but we just started to have a baby now that we're in our 40s. So
Mm.
imagine we don't have so long of a
Yeah.
time to
I can't
really
wait the
see
baby
our
to
baby
grow.
like mature, get married, have kids. I wish we can, but let's just
Oh yeah, okay.
be
Okay.
realistic about
Yeah.
our expectations. So I would say like I just really make sure that I provide comfort and
Mm.
also the best education
Yeah,
for
I think
my baby.
education is
But
really
not a
good
house. I
and
don't think I can
yeah.
afford that. We can't even
I
afford
think
our
if we
own
can I think
house.
if we can afford I don't yeah I think I prefer educate invest in more education rather
Yes,
than invest
definitely.
of a house. I think if you
If it's a
invest
house, then it's gonna be our house, right? Not the baby's house
even though if
when
I mean like if we
she
have
gets
money,
married.
I think I don't want to invest my a house to my baby or to my child. I prefer to invest education because more if you invest more education it will like go farther than the house. Do you agree?
Yes, of course. Like that's what I was saying
Yeah.
earlier.
Yes.
I that was what I was
Anyway,
saying
yeah,
earlier. Like I just
change
wanted
topic.
to.
Yeah, how about this one? What are you excited when the baby is out?
excited to find out how the baby looks like. That's number
You're
one.
going.
I'm so
You're after with
curious.
the
Yes.
looks.
No, not the looks, but I mean that's something that makes
I'm.
you
I'm.
so curious, right? Because even though we have scans, we have ultrasound, so it's
Yeah.
different when you see the baby in actual, right? Because the scans, the ultrasound is just an image, but it's
Mm.
not the actual baby. So I'm very curious about, does the baby look like me, or does the baby look
Oh yeah.
like
Yeah.
you,
Right
or
now, I'm
did he
also
get your
thinking. Yeah.
eyes, or something like that? It's
But.
just
Mm,
something that makes you look forward to more and more, right? As you approach
yeah.
the day that the baby will be due or will be born, so that
Mine is like I can't wait the baby to walk. I just I'm
when you can bond with the baby,
yeah,
like
I'm just excited the baby like I
outdoors
can
and
walk and maybe go to the
interact more,
school,
and
something like
yes,
that. So yeah, that's kind
yeah.
of what I'm looking forward. But when you mention about the looks, and now I'm also looking forward of the looks.
That's very exciting, right? Because it makes me so curious, really. Like, oh, how does the baby look like?
Yeah.
So, yes, and yeah, you're right. It's definitely going to be very exciting when our baby is already walking. We can take the
Yeah,
baby
like
to,
the walk. Yeah.
we can take the
Like,
baby
okay,
outdoors
baby,
to
let's
our
go out, let's
treks
go
or
out, okay, let's
travel.
go out, something like that. So I'm just gonna, I'm looking forward to that. But I'm also worrying about my age on that time.
Mm,
Is
we'll
that something like scary and happy? Happy
yes.
because yeah, I can see, I can interact the
Like our
baby and
backs would hurt
yeah.
already carrying the baby.
But I'm also worried
That's so
about the
old.
age. Like, wow, that's +5 already from my age right now, or something like
Yeah.
that.
By
So
the time the baby is 5, we'll be
yeah,
45,
so I was
and
like, wow, 45 is like almost 50, and what's
yes.
what is John at 45?
And like if the baby is very active and really needs your attention in a
Yeah,
way that
like
you need to
imagine
be active to
like
to
imagine sometimes we feel like oh back pain
to
or knee pain. Then
yes.
wow, then I was like thinking like oh if I'm carrying a baby like
But
what
I
is
think it's
the
still not too bad, because health wise, we are not in a bad shape, I would say, right? Because you
am I?
exercise regularly.
Am I? I don't have
Your
packs
work
anymore.
is a little physical because you shoot, you carry
No, my only
equipment,
problem.
you
Yeah, I agree with you with that one. But my only problem is the is the rest. Like sometimes if you abuse your body, you need to have a really good healing after the abuse. But I don't have that one, and I don't.
recovery, you
Yeah,
mean.
recovery. Yeah, so I don't have that one, and I don't know how to do that one. I think yeah, if I have that kind of skills, then I think I will be okay. But I don't have. Yeah,
Maybe you
I'm trying. I'm struggling to learn, but yeah, I don't know.
maybe you can seek advice from the doctor, and also like
I don't know.
you listen
I
to
think you
your
need to.
body,
I
because
think
we
you need to
cannot.
have a good environment, like all their friends are like that. Like yeah, like athletes. You know, athletes. They play basketball. Then after they play basketball, like example the basketball, they like go put some ice. I don't know, something like that,
So like
or get a good massage.
for us, what we can do is just try to be healthy as much as we
Drink
can,
water
right? And
and yeah,
also
exercise.
exercise as much as we can, because it's not just really about age, it's also your lifestyle, right? There would be
Yeah, that's
people who are 45 or 50 but still very active, very healthy, because they took care of their health. But there would be people like in their 30s who are already suffering from different illnesses just because they tend to abuse their bodies more. So I wouldn't really say that it's about your age, right? It's just
okay.
that you are more prone to illness or injuries, maybe. You, of course, your body will, I would say, deteriorate as you age, right? It's just a fact of life. But again, it's not going to be it's not going to be determined by your age. Like say that's it's going to be more on how you live your life, your lifestyle. What are you doing, right? So if you're doing things that will harm your body, your health, then of course expect that it'll have a negative effect on you. But if you're trying to also take care of yourself more, take care of your body, be mindful about what you eat and what you do, so it's gonna pay off, I believe. So
Yes.
yeah.
So, what do you think of our baby's education look like?
Mm,
Like, will she go to
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 go to
prime,
which
or what's it?
school?
Yeah, like what do you call that one? Prime school here or pre? I don't know. Like,
Yeah, but here in Australia, there are public schools, there are also Catholic schools, there are private schools, there are
okay,
grammar schools, so
yeah,
different kinds and levels, and of course, financially, it requires different.
okay, okay.
Um,
Before we go that one, are you gonna teach your kid Bisaya and English
of course, like I would want my
and
kid to.
Tagalog as well?
I'm not sure about Tagalog. If the kid can manage, well, of course, that will
Like
be
three.
good. Yeah, three languages. But let's start with Bisaya because we both are Bisaya. We both
So
can
I think,
understand
yeah.
Bisaya, converse in Bisaya. So I think that's a good and handy. That's good and handy for the kid to learn, right? Because he can converse with our family.
Mm-mm.
So um, it's also nice to be bilingual,
Yeah.
right? Because
So I think the best way to do is inside the house we speak Bisaya.
hopefully we can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't try
Hopefully we
to
can do
speak
that.
the baby in English as much as possible. Just speak Bisaya.
But I don't know how to approach that, to be honest, because like you also I mean, you also want to prepare your baby like when she goes to school and interact with other people, right?
I think
So
that's fine.
I think
She will figure it out.
it's just a maybe balance it out, like you teach the child Bisaya, but at the
I
same
think we
time
will just speak
also.
Bisaya. Yeah, until yeah she just learned the English in schools. That's it.
Because like for example, you before the baby goes to school, right, you teach
She will struggle.
basic, like for example, alphabet or words. Of course you wouldn't teach Bisaya words or
What's
Bisaya
Bisaya even?
alphabet. That would be English, right? So it's still
Kumusta
gonna
ka?
be a combination, I think, but conversation wise, that's
I
when we
think
try to speak
speak
Bisaya
Bisaya.
and teach
Yeah.
Bisaya. Yes, but
Okay.
education wise, of course, it's going to be based on how the child will learn in school, right, which is English. So I think it's going to be a combination, but I don't know how we're going to approach it in actual I mean, as we go through that, because just thinking about it, it looks simple, and but
Yeah.
but I think in actual, I am a lot of parents struggle with that too. I think they also have a desire for their children to be bilingual and to learn their language, but
Yeah.
in actual, maybe it's not that easy to do. That's why their children don't end up learning Bisaya or
Yes, yes, I
Tagalog.
agree. Yeah.
So let's see. We will
I
try.
also look forward that our baby will like be fluent with English. At least I can
Well, that's a
yeah,
given already because the child is
born
born
here.
here in
Yeah.
Australia.
And I look forward because at least I could practice my English.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. That's the
Hi,
bright side
baby. Yeah.
with Australian
Yeah.
accent.
Hi, Daddy. Yeah, I want to go out and party.
And party,
Party.
Daddy,
Oh, you should talk to mom. Talk to mom.
mom and dad.
Oh, mom. Mom.
Yes. Can I potty? Yes, just go to a children's party.
Yes. Anyway, guys, so this podcast is just a test for us. If we, yeah, I don't know we don't know what's the title of our podcast. If we call it Team Labata Podcast,
Yes, this is just more of a test of your equipment, right?
like
And
yeah,
then
but we
getting a
look,
feel of how it
Yeah.
is with live,
but I
YouTube
really like
live.
doing this podcast, like sharing, like sharing our lifestyle, or sharing our life, or couple problem, maybe, yeah. So
Because this is how we started, right? Because back
I really like
in
we talk about couple problem, and maybe some of our listeners will also hear us or advise us, or maybe we can advise them back and forth, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's good.
We
Yeah.
learn from each other
Like,
because we still have a lot of things to learn when it comes to
yeah.
relationship,
Like example,
marriage,
Mimi.
parenthood.
Like remember Mimi? We were telling Mimi like this is our problem when we arrive here. Like I don't have work. Then yeah, you were screaming at me. Then yeah, something like that. So it would be really helpful. Yeah, for some of our viewers, like to hear about that kind of problem and how we deal with it and how we survive.
Yeah,
You
maybe.
know, a relationship is not an easy task. It's a lot of tasks.
It's learning.
There's no perfect course or course is tama ba? Or there's no perfect formula on a
Yes,
good
there's no
relationship.
perfect formula
It's not
how
like you just need
to
to listen. No, you don't need also.
in anything. I mean,
Yeah,
in life generally, in life as well, right? There's
yeah.
no perfect formula. There's no perfect
Yeah, so that's why
template.
so that's why we need this podcast, like, yeah, to share and yeah, share, yeah.
Okay, share, share, share.
Yeah, so that's why we need the title of our podcast, if yeah, because it's so weird if we just call it Team Labata, maybe relationship.
No,
or
just how are you or
or
hello or
how,
whatever.
if I'm going to ask you what's our podcast title.
Today's podcast
Not
title?
like the whole podcast, like not just Team Labata podcast,
Well,
maybe.
I think just like before, we think about what topic to tackle because sometimes you cannot really plan like 1 year or a month.
I
These
mean,
are
like,
the
what's the
topics.
title, like Chris TV?
The title of the
Yeah,
podcast.
like the
What was our what
Team
was
Labata
our
podcast. I think, yeah, just podcast live streaming.
Team
That's it.
Labs?
I think maybe we call it couple Labata, or couple, or or something.
Just call it Team Labs
Team Loves.
podcast.
How about Team Loves with John and Celeste, or Celeste and John? Would it be?
It doesn't really matter. Like
Doesn't
name
matter.
will
So at
be
least they
first.
would look forward. Oh, what's the podcast all about?
No,
So
I wouldn't say that we limit to just relationships because sometimes there will be relevant topics that are worth discussing.
okay, like what,
Right?
politics?
No,
Do we go politics as well?
I
Australian
think politics.
politics, or
We wouldn't really be the best people to share about that because are we even voting?
I think
Are
you
we
know.
even?
I think I know
Are
what
you
you.
even registered to vote? So
No,
to me, politics is a very sensitive topic
I
because
don't want to discuss
I
as
haven't
well. Yeah,
been
because
yeah
there's.
I was never I think I've just been registered here, but in the Philippines or even when I was
So you
working in
haven't
Singapore, I
experienced
haven't voted.
voting?
No, I haven't. That's why I feel like I don't have the right to say anything about politics. I have my own opinions. I can share it with friends or with people that I'm close with, but not really publicly because I didn't even exercise my right to suffrage, right, to vote. So who am I to say my opinion?
Okay.
So
I think you like showbiz,
yeah, showbiz.
but I don't like showbiz. Yeah.
Chica muna.
Yeah. What's the latest topic? Yeah, if I'm going to ask you.
I'm not. Maybe you would say maybe I'm part of me is Jologs, right? Because I still am so connected with the showbiz chica in the Philippines, and so, before I used to watch Tulfo a lot. I think it just keeps me grounded, I would say, because even though we're already living here in Australia, that gives me a connection to our home country because I feel like I'm still part of the Philippines, right? Because I'm up to date with what's happening there in showbiz. That's something that I'm interested about, or maybe with the current issues, or maybe like just day-to-day lives of people, like how it is in Tulfo, right? You get to open your eyes to what's really happening in society to ordinary people, right? It's not sugar coated. It is based on real life experiences of people. Yes, true. So I feel like as Jolong said, it may be as it may be to other people, but I learn from it too, and it keeps me connected and grounded to the Philippines.
Do you
That's
think
why.
like you know in Tulfo, you got a lot of lovers quarrels. So did you learn something from there?
I would say there are things that you can relate to, and also there would be things that will make you laugh, especially in those topics that are related to relationships and third party. Like you'll just laugh about it, but at the same time, it makes you realize that whatever the bad experiences that you had no- in your life before, it's really nothing compared to what other people are experiencing. It
Yes.
humbles you, right? Because you think that, oh, I thought that I had the worst experience ever before, but actually my experience was nothing compared to
To the others.
how other people, yeah,
So
are
so now
experiencing.
you can feel like, oh, my experience was not that bad at all compared during the time that I really experienced it.
Yeah, maybe because I'm over it already, right? Because I was able to get through it. I'm not sure. Maybe if I'm someone who is still experiencing that, who is still in that stage, and then if I watch something that, let's say in Tulfo, someone also goes through a similar or even a worse
Yeah.
experience, maybe it makes me feel a little relieved that I'm not going through this alone. Other people are also experiencing a similar situation or an even worse situation. So it makes you feel comforted, I would say, because it's normal, right? Right? What you're going through is normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I have that one in my tattoo. Like this one is normal. Like if you
Yeah.
feel sad, that's normal. If you feel in love, then that's normal. If you feel
Because if you're
pain.
going through something bad or something negative, know that it's just going to be temporary, right? And it's up to you to get through it. Um, you should have the motivation to really
What?
get through that experience.
Time heals.
Huh?
Do you mean time heals?
Oh, time, of course, time is a given, right? But if I mean, it takes a lot of the it. I would say the right attitude. Yeah, just have a positive attitude, a strong mind, a strong heart, and surround yourself with positive people with with a good support system. That's very important. Know that you don't have to go through it alone, right? You have your
Yeah, that's
family,
why.
your
That's why.
closest
Yeah, that's
friends.
why this is this our podcast is really helpful. It's for us, for
To learn
yeah,
from
for
each
everyone.
other.
Yeah, learn from each other, and yeah, it's a good YouTube is a really good community to share. Like yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we are
Yeah.
now 42 minutes so live. So I think it's time to end our
Yeah. This is.
podcast now. So yeah, feel free to suggest, guys, if you have any suggestion with our podcast, what we are going to share. But normally we're going to share our
Personal
personal
experience.
experience, like yeah, just to replace our
Because we cannot
daily
pretend
blog.
to be experts at something that we are not,
Yeah,
right?
we're not
But if we're
expert.
speaking based on our experience, it's something that is from the heart or from how
Yeah,
we, like dealt with it. And
yeah. If you are 30 years old, this podcast is for you.
Why 30 years old?
Yeah, because we are 40. We already have the experience.
I
So
don't. I
or
don't
maybe
think you
20
should
years
limit
old.
it. Anyone who's interested,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
don't try to. I mean, try not to discriminate people based on their age or their, because anyone who wants to will watch, right? But you cannot say this is for 30-year-old people so that you
I
can
think
learn
so.
from
I
us.
think yeah. For
I
me,
think
if
that's
yeah, if
very.
I'm 25 years old right now and I have these people here right now, like us, then I think my life will be guided like to the right direction. Some
Yeah, but
yeah,
it's for the people
to decide.
to
Okay,
decide,
yeah,
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 really
makes sense
what's
as
good
well.
for them, what's not, what they want to watch or what not, right? So, yeah, it's
Okay.
let's not limit
Yeah.
based on the age.
Okay, and also gender.
Yeah, no discrimination here, right? Like, let's all be,
One love.
let's embrace equality. Let's welcome one another. Yeah, let's embrace inclusivity. Yeah.
Okay. Copy that with thanks. Okay, so yeah, catch up us tomorrow. What do you think?
Daily.
Yeah, so yeah, because our setup is just here, so we will not move it. So at least if we do our podcast tomorrow, just straight away press the record, then that's it. What do you think?
Let's try to figure it out as far as the schedule.
Yeah. Okay.
But let's not commit that we're gonna do it daily because we don't know if we can do that, right? Let's just um, see how it goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you want to say last words or yeah,
Last words.
I mean, like, yeah, say something before we end our podcast.
Okay, yeah. So hopefully you had a nice Sunday and just always keep a positive spirit, positive attitude. Yes, and hopefully you will join us in our
Next podcast.
Next podcast. Yes, and please let us know if you have any topics that you want us to tackle and discuss. So we'll be very happy to read them and see
Yeah.
if we can
And
discuss them.
you forgot something.
Someone.
Subscribe.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
I still, I'm not an expert in this whole
Yeah,
YouTube
if
thing,
you like
you know,
our
but
podcast, then
Yes,
click,
if
give
you
us
like-
thumbs up.
our podcast, please click on the like button and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And also click on the notification bell,
Bell.
so,
Ding,
that,
ding, ding.
so you get
Yes.
notified on
Of
our
latest videos.
future uploads.
Oh, future videos. Yeah, latest videos. Yeah.
So how does that work? If they click on the notification bell,
Every time you
every
upload,
time there's
it
an
will
upload,
notify
they'll
you.
be
Notified.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they don't miss out any video
yes.
from Team Labata. How about from you? What can you
I think
say?
that's it. Yeah, please subscribe to our channel, guys. We want to get the 1,000 subscriber as soon as possible if you can. But if not, then it's fine.
Yeah, don't think about the subscriber count. Just enjoy what you're
Yes.
doing. And yeah, it will just flow naturally, right?
Okay, thank you. See you soon, and yeah.
Have a blessed Sunday, everyone. Tomorrow is gonna be another
Another day.
manic Monday.
Okay, let's press our extra music and we'll cut it off.